6:05. Announcements, Village Hall will be closed on July 4th, and the organizational meeting for the trustees will be on Thursday, July 6th at 7 p.m. Joe, you want to do the bids?
Okay. What do you want to do first, curbing or
Doesn't matter to me.
the roadway? Okay. Pioneer Paving, Inc. Roadway. Sharon Avenue, 32,300. Highview Avenue, 25,200. Total for the same, total for both of them, 52,500.
That's just for paving, right?
Paving. This is from Village, Town of Brookhaven. Sharon Avenue, 16,442.03. Highview Avenue, 14,018.99 for a total of 30,461.02.
That's just for paving too?
That is just for the paving, right?
Wasn't there curbing on that one too as well?
This curbing is on the other
Okay.
side. Paving from Vasco. Sharon Avenue, 36,000. Highview, 30,000. That'd be a total of 66,000. Arbor Hills Construction. Highview Avenue, Sharon Avenue, mill pave, etc. 56,192 even
For both?
for both roads. Right.
Are they all to the same specs?
Same specs, 1,046 square. Well, the length, we gave them the length of the streets.
The town of Brookhaven, does that include asphalt or just labor?
According to this, it includes everything.
I see.
Why is there such a big discrepancy? Something doesn't make sense.
Well, one of them, it looks like this one says recycle in place existing asphalt roadway. Are the others just over the top?
Arbor Hills is mill and pave. Mill existing asphalt to the depth of 1.5 inches, truck away everything.
How much?
Supply and install 1.5 inch compacted type 6 asphalt top course. That's 56,000.
Well, this is 2.5 inches. That's an inch and a half.
Yeah.
I need to see these way before, I mean, when were these opened?
Today.
Right now.
Right now? This is the opening?
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be.
Well, this one has writing on it,
Wait, did
and
you get
none of
them?
them have been folded, and I don't see the envelopes they came out of.
Did you get them, Joe?
Well, these
Through
are
email or
supposed to be
whatever?
sealed bids, aren't they?
They were sealed, I opened the envelopes, they're inside.
Do you have, what kind of envelopes did they come in?
The big ones.
Because you opened them up before, not just right now.
I opened them up before, yes.
I'm sorry,
My question to the town of Brookhaven is whether this includes asphalt or not. It looks like it includes 2.25 inches, but I'm not sure. Because you know how they give us the bids for just the labor? But I don't see anything on this as additional cost for the asphalt.
Yeah, it says top tonnage, yeah, 2.25 inches. 205 tons for Sharon, 175 tons for Highview. And this goes, remove all asphalt on Sharon, shape the road, prepare for new, install 5-inch LCA base, repave with 2-inch compacted depth asphalt and roll finish with 10-ton rollers. That's why it's so high. They're going down to the bare ground and we're putting in your base coat on both Highview and Sharon. When you're talking about a 5-inch RCA stone base, that's why it's so high. So there's a discrepancy between that bid, because the rest of them are just gonna mill it down and it's replace the top.
What's
When
the,
they mill, they take off the top inch and a half and then go back and pave the inch and a half.
what's the curbing? What were the prices for the curbing?
Okay, curbing. Okay. Curbing, Fasco, Sharon Avenue, 17,000. But he's saying install Belgian block curbing alongside the road instead of concrete curbing. Highview Avenue, 12,000 for a total of $29,000.
Yes, he said that the curb, the
As per
concrete,
your request, concrete curb is an option, won't work, there are too many turns and curves, it wouldn't be a feasible option. Aesthetically, the concrete curbing will not look good, you'll end up with a tunnel effect because of the inconsistent width of the roadway. Okay. Pioneer paving. Curbing, Sharon Avenue. $63,450, curbing on Highview, $43,200. Again, that's same as. Yes, there. Curbing bid. Curbing bid.
it's 100,000.
Okay, oh, that's Washington Street, that's the other one. And this is Laser Industries.
Did Harbor Hills give us a price for curbing? Or no, just paving?
Paving only,
Okay.
no curbing. Laser Industries, concrete curb for Sharon and Highview. $85,320, that's for the specs we gave them. Which is the same specs as Pioneer Paving got, and the same specs that Harbor Hills is working off of.
Well, it seems like Fasco's the cheapest person with Belgian block, which is hard for me to believe, but it is. And as long as the town of Brookhaven includes the asphalt, they're the cheapest by a third.
Did they mention curbing?
The town of Brookhaven? Yeah.
What kind of curbing?
Did they give us a price for
No.
curbing? No, they just gave us paving.
No, they did not curb it.
They
There's
meant
nothing on the curb, they only did the price on that.
What is the Brookhaven price per yard? Do you know? Was it that, is it 1,000 yards the whole thing?
No, it's, I have the footage on there, Joe. I saw it when he gave it to me.
750 foot on Sharon and 540 feet on Highview. From Van Brunt to end of pavement. Van Brunt to end of pavement.
Do you know where that is? I mean,
Yeah, so it goes
Yeah.
from the road of Van Brunt to the end of
From
the
Is
road.
this
Van Brunt,
Highview?
from Van Brunt on Highview, you're ending up at Gary's Garofano's driveway.
well, what I'm asking is,
And on
how-
Sharon, you're ending up at the.
where does that end? How many feet is that? Because it looks like the road. I'm just wondering.
It is the road.
Yeah.
We're doing the
No,
whole
it's the
road.
driveway.
No.
I don't want to pay for his driveway.
No.
How do we know?
Because we went out and measured it. and we
And
made
where's the
some-
measurement? I'm just asking. I haven't seen this. This is why I like to see things before you vote on it.
We didn't see it either, so.
Well, that doesn't
Somehow
make
we
it right-
can-
that doesn't make it right, does it?
Yes, but we can figure out that someone out there measured from the driveway to the street, it was 570 feet and whatever it was, and then you gotta get a price. We've done construction, I mean,
I don't know.
I guess not.
Where is it?
No.
Show me the figures. Joe, sealed bids. Are they to be opened in private or they're supposed to be open in front of the board?
Well, it's not the board, they're supposed to be open in public, but not, doesn't have to be in front of the board.
Well, was there a notice about opening?
They don't have to be open at any particular time. They have to be included, unless it says in the notice what time they're gonna be opened. It's
So
just
you don't have to tell anybody, but
You don't
people
have
should
to,
be
no.
here. You don't have to tell people when you open them in public.
You don't have to tell people, no.
Okay.
Well, what was, you put the bid in the paper, what did you say, how many feet?
Here's your Van Brunt Manor, Sharon Avenue. I mean, where is it, Sharon, where's Sharon?
I think
Sharon Avenue to Van Brunt,
Mm-hmm.
0.11 miles. Where's Heidi? I gave them all this information when I put the bid out. That was the nature of the bid. Heidi.
I think the Brookhaven includes the asphalt.
You think so? Well, we can say that we'll approve them based on
Yeah,
once we get that
conditional.
answer, right? I mean, they did tell me asphalt was really cheap, I didn't know it was that cheap. And we don't even need
Van Brunt, Highview,
a public bid if we do the town, but we'll need it, we need it for the
Van
town.
Brunt Mountain Road. Highview. Oh, here we go. Highview is 0.10 miles length. So it's 1/10 of a mile and 0.11 of a mile, 0.11 mile. A little over 1/10 of a mile on both roadways.
Okay. So
And
it's
that's
on
per
Brookhaven?
the New York State local roads listing. And we get the CHIPS funding for it.
So that's 0.21 miles.
0.21 miles, right, less than a quarter of a mile paving.
Yeah.
Total.
Alright, so what we need to do is, I think we should approve Town of Brookhaven as long as we see if the asphalt's included or not. And if we can get start dates from them, Joe. And then Fasco, Fasco's third of everyone else. With the Belgian block, which I'm surprised, usually that's more money.
No, not when you're talking concrete.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'd like to make a suggestion that we have the opening and then a period of time, matter of days afterwards, to hold the vote off until then, whenever it's possible, because this is ridiculous. It's not
Well, I
apples and
think
apples.
if we go to the people that live on Sharon Highview, they wouldn't wanna hold the vote off. I think they'd wanna have that road fixed.
Well, then we just have to do better,
Okay,
okay?
thank you.
You're
We'll
welcome.
keep that in.
There was a question about potholes. Does this, I don't know if this includes
No.
the
No,
potholes.
potholes were already scheduled at Town of Brookhaven.
Right. We were
They're
just waiting for
coming
them
in
to
the 5th and
coordinate.
the 6th at 3:30, both days.
Oh, see, I was gonna get to that at item number 7, but
Okay, I'm sorry.
that's okay, Joe, all
One
right.
of the reasons that I asked that be put on the agenda was because the town, in fact, with all the shared services things that, we're looking at, do they put us on a list of about 1 million other projects that they're gonna do?
It depends.
And is time of the essence, because depending on
You know,
the project, I mean, if we're talking about many thousands of dollars, we try to wait.
We've never had the town of Brookhaven come in cheaper, except for this is the first 2 times in 3 years.
Okay,
And
I'm
it
not
took us,
arguing with
it
that.
took Joe and I, how many times to get the town of Brookhaven to send this? We've been working on this since February.
I would like to be able to do it if for no other reason, it's a
I'd
little more
like-
shared service.
I will make a
arrangement.
suggestion that basically I make copies of all of this.
Mhm.
I'll put it in all of your mailboxes, you can pick it up over the weekend.
Sure.
I'll do that tomorrow, and it'll be sitting up there Friday afternoon, okay?
Because the,
You have a meeting Thursday night?
You have an organizational meeting.
Yeah, we'll put it on the agenda and we'll take care of it.
like, in the
Well, I
near
think
term,
normally-
I'd just like to get an idea of how soon they could do things, because my concern is the potholes. Ordinarily, we'd have them done by now.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, we're dealing with the town now, and is that gonna be the way it's gonna
Well,
be?
I think in the one thing for the town's defense is that this is the first year that they're really trying to work with all the villages to combine services, and they never did that before.
Mhm.
They would give you a price, and like when we had the tree removed during the storm, I think their price was like $58,000 the
Yeah, the
first
price
time.
was, we don't
Crazy,
want it, we
right,
don't want it.
okay.
so-
And I think it was only like 30,000, like it was a big difference,
Yeah.
okay? But this is the first year that they're getting money from the state, they're getting money for this grant, and they're, you know, we're meeting, the villages are meeting with the town every week or so we're trying to come up with ways that we can combine services.
No, I
So for now, they're probably just trying to get through, they've never had this process. They maybe had one village, Patchogue maybe dealt with them, who has their own public works department, who would go to the village and say, go to the town and say, get what price to give us for asphalt, we're gonna lay it, just give us the asphalt price. So this is, you know, I think it's them working out their system as well, but it's taken us like 4 months to get to this
Well,
point.
that's my point. So, it's gonna, I don't doubt that, you know, with this whole shared services contest, there's an incentive for the town to start giving realistic bids and decent service. I'm just saying from our standpoint, in any given project, there may be a time element as well that should be factored in some way. And my concern is wherever we have runoff and deep, you know, deep problems, the average pothole, we can wait. People are getting antsy about it, but it's not like a death. That gully that's forming with the one project, I don't know if that's got anything to do with Brookhaven, but if we have a serious runoff from Sharon, whatever, because that's really a steep hill, we may say, you know, they're gonna say, well, we'll get back to you, maybe like 3 months from now or something like that. We may not say, you know, thanks for nothing.
And the truth is too, it wasn't just them, the weather. Even the other companies, Fasco and all them, they're all behind because of the rain. So I don't know if it would have been any faster with any of them anyway. In this case, in this one case, but yes, we should look at that.
But, yeah, but at the very least, if we award this to them, we should say, so what are we talking about here in terms of the time?
Oh, no, they want to start next week. They want to start on the 7th and the 6th and the 7th at 3:30. And they'll be done in 2 days.
Oh,
Yep,
Potholes.
Like,
that's the potholes.
oh, the potholes.
Okay, that's the
I'm
potholes.
talking about the other.
Yeah, Sharon is only 1 day, they said, right? They said 1 day, 4 hours. But the curbing has to be done first before they can do the asphalt. So that really would hold, if Fasco, we'd have to see when they can do the curbing. They'll do the curbing and then we can have Brookhaven come in and do the paving. So what, a week?
Okay, no,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Okay. All right, anything else on the bids before we go to the agenda? Okay. All right, Steve's path. I see David's all finished with it?
Been done with it for weeks,
Okay, so we
waiting
just,
for the gravel.
okay, so did we measure to see how much gravel we need, or do we need to do that?
I'm estimating, just by the distance that we measured, and I don't remember what it was, about 40 yards.
Okay.
It's a lot of path,
Who's gonna put it in place?
not my problem.
Mhm.
I'm sure Mike and John can do it.
All right, I'm not asking that, you know.
Well-
Is it something that we would have to bid to pay for, or is it something that was going to be done?
No, how we've done it in the future, it's been dropped off and Harry and David have spread that.
Okay. We'll have to take a look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That time frame on this memorandum was, no time to prepare estimate was 2.5 hours.
Just to
Not
do the
to do
estimate,
the job.
but the paving's only 4 hours, but the estimate was 2.5. Okay, Mike,
I'll make
GEI,
copies-
where are we at with
I'll make copies
that?
for everybody that did it tomorrow afternoon days.
GEI?
Mhm.
All right,
Do we have a committee, do we have dates that we need, do we have any kind of plan to execute this project, or, because we're now at, let's say, month 9, working on it.
right.
So do we,
What does that mean?
that means I'm wondering if you have a plan to do the project, if you have a execution to put it into effect, and if you will be able to complete it in a factor that's shorter than 9 months.
Well, we'll be shorter than it took you to get the,
Just answer the
no.
question.
She's in mid-campaign mode here.
I'm
It's not a campaign.
After
It's a
3
reasonable
years-
question, Mike. Let's not get started. Look, we
Well,
have
I've got-
I understand the
Excuse me.
frustration of not being able to work.
Just tell us where we are.
I've gotten some nasty letters and I don't like
Okay,
it.
but this wasn't nasty. We just need, we're at a working meeting here. We're trying to have a plan for these things, so
All
just
right,
ask the
I'm
question.
done, excuse me, I'm speaking to the mayor. And I'll get back to you, thank you. I appreciate your input. Yes, okay,
You have a plan.
yes,
Okay, will you share it with us?
yes,
Okay, let's go.
okay. Roger is in charge along with the engineers on the planning board,
Okay.
okay? There have been a few meetings.
The engineers, you mean the planning board volunteers, or what
Yes.
engineers? Okay. Go ahead.
What dates were the meetings?
I don't have in front of me.
In other words, there wasn't any.
Go ahead, tell him.
Listen,
Tell him.
No, don't.
well, don't shut me up and then tell me to tell him. If we're gonna work together, let's stop the sniping. And that includes you. If you're
Okay,
gonna
fine.
just tell us where we are with the thing and we can move on.
Okay, we've been getting together, the planning board has been working.
But who's
Roger.
getting together? When are you getting together? These are the things, people wanna volunteer and help. You actually have people that wanna work on this project, and we have no idea when you're meeting, who's meeting, or what is happening in
It's
this
been
meeting.
very difficult because many of them work at the university and they haven't been able to be available for the past month
Well, then
and a
maybe you
half.
need to sit down and change the people that are doing this. And
Or-
get people that are available and willing to do something. This is,
Capable is more important than willing.
But it's not capable, we
you've
have
had
9
the
months.
report since December. This is now the end of June,
Mm-hmm.
okay? They recommended 176 trees to be taken down immediately.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't got the first tree planned to be taken down.
We don't have a committee to take them down.
So
We
in
don't
other
even have a
words, you've
committee.
done
We don't even know who's on
nothing.
the committee, the board does not even know
And
who's on
if
the
you've
committee.
done something, tell me what you did.
Please stop ganging up.
I'm not ganging up.
We're asking a
Harry,
question.
Harry,
Whoa.
Harry.
I want to know what you've done.
Listen,
Harry,
since
more
December.
Harry,
I am not working in a hostile, okay, condition here.
Well, then
I
tell me
need to have
something.
this hostile workplace stopped immediately.
Okay, I understand
Okay.
the frustration when you can't follow through on a project, because that's what it seems like to us.
Just like you felt when you didn't get the grant done.
I didn't feel that way at all.
Well, how good, neither do I.
Okay, so then,
But I do when you're nasty.
Stick
do you
the
want me to give the
subject.
project to someone else? I've offered to help you, I've offered to sit down and go
It's
through it with you.
moving along as fast as the planning board is capable of doing it.
Okay, well,
I think we need to sit down and replace the whole committee and everybody else.
we don't have a committee. We don't even know who's on the committee, how can we replace them?
I don't know, and I don't know that we've ever had a meeting, because you can't even tell me approximately
All right,
when,
can I make a suggestion?
and you've hidden them, so you're certainly not telling
I
the
know,
board
so it's
anything,
open and
or the
transparent.
residents.
Can I make a suggestion?
It's hard when I'm being attacked all the time to discuss.
I don't think
things.
anybody's
Stop being
attacked
hostile.
you.
Joe, can you please calm this down, okay?
I think that, what we might do is, we had a joint meeting with the planning board, and this wasn't even mentioned.
No, it's
I
never on the
don't know that the
agenda.
planning board thinks,
They're doing
with
it.
all due respect to Mike, maybe he's communicating with some of the board, that board, but I don't know if the board as a group
Right.
knows that they should be working on this.
I'm gonna
So
say
maybe-
no, since they canceled March and April's meeting and they had stuff to work on. Out of the, let's see, first 5 things, 3 of them are for the, 3 out of the 5 are for the planning board, and they didn't even meet in March and April. So did they even know they were supposed to be working on this?
Yeah, so
That was
maybe
supposed
that'll
to be
help.
what you were communicating.
Maybe to help
with us.
That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
we
suggest,
can-
because we have another meeting coming up with them.
Right,
So we'll request that it be on the agenda, we'll see where we are with it and and we can move it along. From your standpoint though, Mike, I mean, I think the questions are legitimate, and without all of the hostility arising, if there's something that could be done to expedite it, we need to try and move it along. If you personally don't want to be involved in it, fine, let us know. If you need help, let us know. But December's a long time to be in the same place. So, sure, people start to say, what the hell's going on? But if we can just take the passion out of it and just say, look, we need to get back on track. Here's what I need to do that. And we'll do it. But we do have a legitimate project here. We do have a mandate to start attending to these trees.
And
And it's not getting done.
Well, it's been moved along. It came from nothing, when the village didn't know about it, to the whole project got completed as far as the engineering report, as far as the program, okay? We were working on that for a long time to get the stuff through, because half the stuff we didn't even know. We didn't have.
but you
all the
weren't doing that,
correspondence.
GEI was doing that. The consultant was doing that.
And you've had that report since December.
But I don't think that
We're
we're
counting
factually
trees.
disagreeing, and I don't think Mike is either, but I think to help Mike, with the project, we should ask the planning board to have it on this next joint meeting, you know,
In
to act
July?
on that, if that's okay with you.
We can, well, yes, we can ask, but as you know, we can't tell the planning board what to do. And that's where the problem has arisen, is because Roger went away for a while, and
Yeah,
Mark wasn't around, and I speak to them quite often. And I tell them I'm looking for some assistance here, let's get this moving along. They've come up with what they're going to make the board and what the board's about, but they didn't write it up yet. They have basically everything in their heads, but they're just not moving along, and which I correspond with them all the time. And I try to keep them moving along, but I can't tell them. Nobody can tell them what to do.
yeah.
'Cause they're
It
separate
sounds
boards.
like you're gonna do the same thing you did with the dock law and take 2 years.
No, but I think
Well-
that, Natalie, you joined the, you
Stop.
had a meeting, a joint meeting with the planning board, so I
Okay.
think that you kind of
Do
got
something,
a
Stop.
feeling for what
No,
goes on.
Harry,
do something.
Harry, please.
So the next thing is-
Take control of this meeting, please, the sniping from over there.
I'm speaking to the
Okay.
All
village.
right, let's, he's speaking.
I think that the planning board meeting, the planning board meetings, you know, if they have number one on their agenda, the discussion starts, and the next thing you know, it's 9:30. So that's kind of what happened at our joint meeting. So I think that maybe we could ask them to assess some kind of priority, give us some kind of a priority on their next agenda.
Okay, and should we do that for the other two projects too? Because I imagine we're in the same boat. We haven't done anything with the dock inspections, we haven't done anything with this plant a tree program, correct?
No.
Okay, give us an
No,
update then.
No,
Let's move on.
Again, it's been worked on. Roger has been going to the DEC in the town of Brookhaven to try to acquire the outstanding permits, so we know what we have to enforce, because we're not
The
enforcing
outstanding permits for the
pre-existing.
docks?
Excuse me?
For the docks?
For the docks, yeah.
Okay, well, alright, I thought,
And then Roger brought that up.
okay. I think that the planning board knows though from the building department how many docks we have in the
No,
building.
no. We can only enforce pre-existing, okay, so they have to go to the rules of what they were given as the permit. So we need to know what the permit is to tell them what they need, how the dock has to be built.
We don't have those, Joe? In the building department, we don't have the permits for people that apply for docks?
Yeah.
We do, okay.
Roger said he asked you and you didn't have them, except for the last one built.
Every dock that we built is sitting downstairs.
Okay.
It's on record, yeah, they're all in
That's what I
file.
thought.
Or we should just get
So I'll have
the
Cindy
owner's
pull,
notices that
yeah, and
that's
have
for
Cindy
inspection.
pull the permits. Okay. All right, number 4, plant a tree program, same thing, talk to the planning board about that.
That sounds good to me.
Exiting in and out of the village via 25A for residents' request.
Okay, as you know, as it was addressed last year, nothing is going to be done on the corner of Washington and 25A because there's just not any reason to do anything.
Okay, so are you aware that there was an accident with the guardrail?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, do they
A
know?
non-reported accident, according to the person who was in it, who you had yelled at him to,
No, that was
up.
a different accident. That accident was up on Washington, the one with the guardrail that was
Yeah.
taken
Well,
out.
they have a program actually that goes back 10 years. They have 2 programs that they use to check all the accidents and all the incidents. That's one of the things why they have replaced the guardrail there. If you notice, the new guardrail up. The only other thing that they may be doing based on their survey is cutting back the undergrowth on the south side of the bend at Van Brunt to give a longer sight view.
Okay, did
Okay.
you have that in writing? Did they say when they would do that?
No, they haven't, and I've been after them for the past 2.5 weeks. And all I've done is called and sent letters with no response from them. And if Harry thinks he can do better, he's welcome to it.
One of the things that I noticed on that warning light, it's too far away from the curb as you're heading east. There is that, remember, none of us
And
even
you had,
know.
there was like a tree over it.
Yeah,
it
but
didn't
it's so
have that.
far away that it doesn't really effectively, you know, still have straightaway ahead of you. And I notice people just don't see it, you know, I don't.
Right.
So maybe we could get them to move that further at the curve, and then it'd be unobstructed, no trees, and maybe have a better sign, dangerous curb, dangerous intersection, that's all we, you know. It's pretty clear to me, I suppose all of us, that they're not gonna do something major. They're not
Right.
gonna rebuild the intersection, they're not gonna even give us a light. So if we just change what we're asking for and say, listen, can we have this done? And we make a reasonable request, they may say, well, hey, we're getting off treatment, and maybe this and this, you know. And I think that just moving that flashing light and having a bigger sign that says dangerous intersection would do the job.
I did review the signs. You know, they've made a determination.
That signs a point?
Yeah.
Alright, anything else for New York State DOT?
Nope, this is all done, you know, I've explained there. They have a checklist for everything that they do on the roads.
Well, we sent
And
them a
that's how
second,
they
you sent
weigh-
them a second letter in May, asking again, and, because
To
we,
review it, yes.
yeah, and we heard back, they
They
said
said
no.
no change.
Okay.
You know, we've been doing this for 25 years, the village.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing, it's, you know, sometimes change makes it more dangerous, and that's what they don't want to do. They did cut down some limbs around the blinking lights down to the west.
Okay, anything else on that?
No?
Okay. Number 6, Chestnut and Walnut, the curbing is gonna be done on Tuesday and Wednesday. Dr. Boglia is paying to have the curbing extended around for him, and, so we think that's definitely gonna help. You know, we talked about covering the bend where we stopped, we wanted to keep going, so. Pothole repairs, which is gonna be done by the town of Brookhaven on July 6th and 7th at 3:30. And then we scheduled the sweeping of the streets for the week of the 10th. Because we figure by then they'll be done with all the potholes and everything. Number 8, Joe, you wanna talk about the coverage for the volunteers, or you want me to talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay. We received a letter from our insurer. They've come up with a plan for covering volunteers while they're working for the village, so that they can have accident coverage, health coverage, etc. It's, I think, what did I say, 30?
Well, they're covered for accidents, this is for additional, they'll have additional medical, $5,000 in medical
Additional medical,
expenses,
yeah.
$250 in dental, and $1,000 in accidental death. So for our volunteers, 10 volunteers, it would be $35.50 a year, is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
Total or per?
no,
No.
total.
It's
It's $3.55.
$3.50 per volunteer, so if we tell them we've got 20 volunteers, it's gonna cost us $70 for a year's worth of insurance, and every volunteer that works for us would be covered for that $5,000 and $250 instead of dentist, so.
What are they covered for now?
Nothing, just
Basically,
accident.
Just nothing
Right,
really. They're covered by the liability policy of the village, but they're not covered by any kind of hospital or doctors for if they're working as a volunteer. They're only covered for liability.
You mean if